This is Real Generational Wealth. Live from Southern California, this is Abby, Espy, and Jen.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, ladies. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you all for tuning in. We are officially back with Real Generational Wealth, where we have over 50 years of combined experience making sure you and your family always have a place to call home. If you are catching us live, hashtag live in the comments. If you are watching us on the replay, hashtag replay. So it has been quite a few months, actually. I'm sorry we have been missing in action. Real estate has been super busy, super hot. We also had the holidays. A lot of us have just kind of been really busy, but we are back. We have a lot in store for you guys this year, this new season. But yeah, so until we get there, how are you ladies? Happy New Year. How was your holidays? How was your 2021, the end of your 2021?
Yeah, had a busy 2021. I mean, we just celebrated my 10-year wedding anniversary on the 30th, and then my
Happy
daughter's
anniversary.
birthday. Thank you. My daughter's birthday and my husband's birthday was on the 1st. So we went to Big Bear and rented a cabin. Plus, I had to catch up with all the work that I put off since Christmas because I just opened a new escrow on Christmas and took on another listing. So things have been busy, been catching up. So how about you, SP? How was the new year for you?
Well, last year was really, I have two significant things that happened to me. One was my mom passed away. So I went to the Philippines in October. That's the reason why we kind of like lost
Pushed off a couple of us.
of episodes in our live stream. And then when I came back November, we were so busy preparing for my son's premiere for his pilot film. And
that's exciting.
Yeah. So last week, December 30, he did his red carpet premiere in Hollywood.
Nice.
And this is a theater that is also, the member is also from the Hollywood Chamber. So we got a really good deal, and we were packed. He was able to put together like 150 people came over and did a live stream for 3 screenings of their little film, And for me, I felt that it was like his official debut for being
nice.
in Hollywood, because he was a co-producer, he directed it, he learned a lot. It was like only a 20-minute pilot film of a series. They intend to have a series of the sci-fi that they created, but he learned a lot because him and his partner were the only ones who were doing most of it, from the music, the creation of the whole thing. It's a martial art. So,
well, he's really hands-on.
They were hands-on. They did bit by bit, second by second, all this editing for the whole year. They only did it for 2 days shooting, but the whole year was for editing and putting it together. So that's a big thing that happened to me in real estate. We're still doing real estate. It's crazy last year, right?
Yeah. Real estate. I mean, last year was my best year. I thought 2020 was my best year. And then 2021 was even better. I was very blessed. I helped a ton of my friends. I thought that there was going to be a slowdown during the holidays, but there wasn't. It's been full steam ahead. Today, right before this, I actually had photos for a new listing coming up, and so it seems like everybody keeps talking about this possible slowdown, or it's not going to happen. It's full steam ahead. But for my last year, I know it's been a couple months. I recently got engaged for our viewers.
Always good.
Yeah, he proposed in October, at EDC, which is our favorite music festival. And I think that was also a part of why some of our shows kind of got pushed off. Like I think I had all these plans in the fall.
Everyone's busy.
It got
Closing the
crazy.
year.
I know we were actually, I'm sure we might have some viewers. I know we actually had announced a show right before Christmas. We were supposed to do the three of us. We were actually going to go live in person together at a restaurant. Unfortunately, I caught COVID. But I thankfully had no symptoms. I had no symptoms. I was fine. So that kind of like put a slump in my holidays with Christmas. I didn't get to spend it with my family, but luckily, like New Year's, I did. And things have been great. Again, real estate is still crazy. It's starting to really pick up again. Yeah, and it's good.
That's good. Yeah. So this year is gonna be a lot of promises.
It is.
For me, in my side, I'm very excited about the SB9. You know, and I have a lot of investors who are really looking right
Can
now.
you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes.
The SB9
I
allows
thought
you.
SB. SB9.
Yeah, maybe I should do something with that. SB9 allows you to
SB9,
subdivide. Yeah, it allows you to subdivide your home to four. You can put a
Oh,
fourplex.
okay.
Oh, right. They did make that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just I just finished talking to a company actually here in LA, and they were promoting where, if you own your house, you have a bigger lot, let's say 6,000, 7,000, ideally, and
Yeah.
it's here in LA County, they can help you subdivide your house, with the big yard, okay?
Yeah.
And then that portion of the big yard, they are going to take care of the permit, having it subdivided, and they can build a duplex there, and they will expense everything. And once it's sold by the realtor, which is supposed to be like us, right, who gave that idea and
Mhm.
Yeah.
assisted them, they will split the profit
Proceeds.
80-20.
Wow.
So
That's
if you
cool.
have clients who are thinking of doing something like that for extra income, you know then they can do that. They can subdivide the half of their practically their backyard.
So is
Yeah.
this only in LA County?
No, actually, I was just talking to this contractor that works here in LA County, but it's
Mhm.
all California.
I think they announced it for California. Yeah.
Yeah. The
I
reason
didn't I
being is,
didn't
yeah,
I didn't look into it too deeply, but I think they did say, yeah, it's all of California and then being
it's
able to
all of
subdivide your
California.
lot. So it's subdividing it into four separate parcels,
Yeah,
or
Mhm.
is it okay, got it. I was
yeah.
gonna say, or do you
But
just add like four different units, units in the back?
well, you can have your existing home and add another ADU there,
Okay.
and then the half of your lot, you can put a brand new duplex there. Different ways of
Nice.
doing it, but there are some qualifying points that you need to undergo. In
Got
other
it.
words, not all properties. If you're in a gated, beautiful luxury community, you can't do that. You
Yeah.
know. So there are some areas where, let's say, it's close to traffic, is closer to where people can take public transportation, things like that. It's
Yeah.
mostly because we have a shortage. There is a
Right.
shortage of homes. That's the reason why it's so crazy right now, right?
Yeah.
And the millennials are buying. They have to buy the house. They're the
Yeah.
ones that are buying now. So
They have
that's the
Yeah.
to.
prediction. Mhm.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Millennials are definitely, they have the money, they have the jobs, they have the income, and people are looking for more space, more room, and it's nice if you do have a house. This whole idea of adding more units, hey, that's rental income, right?
Yeah,
Rental income or just more space for family,
yeah.
whatever you can use it for. So
That's
Mhm.
that's
true. I
exciting.
mean, the fact that millennials do have money right now, because I was recently interviewed by Spectrum News for the real estate outlook for
Yeah, congratulations.
2022.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. It was my friend Edwin Balaloy, my fellow realtor buddy. He referred me. So the reporter contacted me, and what I said on there was that I don't anticipate a bubble. I mean,
Yeah.
you have the loan limits coming up, which we'll discuss, and a lot of millennials that want to build wealth. So it's creating, even though the interest rates are climbing a little bit, we still have a lot of demand, especially in Southern California. So
Yeah.
specifically for Southern California, I don't anticipate a bubble or the home prices going down in 2022.
I agree.
2020. Yeah.
It's
So
2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
2022. It sounds like 2020 also.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
Actually, I
But
was
yeah.
looking for my, yeah, I was
Mhm,
looking at markets. I was doing the market study for 2020, 2021, and 2022. And actually, what's going on, I checked for January
mhm.
compared to the other last 2 years, and the listings are going down even,
Oh
it's a lot
yeah.
less. So then,
Yeah.
less supply, higher demand, you
But
know.
Yeah.
what area is that? Because I feel like it's
Um,
specific to an area like Inland Empire. We're getting an influx of people from Orange County and LA County that can't afford to buy in
mhm,
those
Right.
counties.
mhm.
Right.
Because yeah, you're right, because it depends on the area. Like I was looking
Hmm.
at an overview of LA County, right? The LA area, because I'm
Hmm.
member of the GLA,
Oh
the
yeah.
Greater Los Angeles Real Estate Group, right? And
Yeah.
so they're showing there are certain areas in that we cover in MLS that the values of the property went up, and
Hmm.
then there's some that are stabilized, and then there's some that even went down, you
Hmm.
know 20, 30%, and some of them went up 42%. So it depends on where there is some kind of a change on where people are moving. There's a migration process that's going on, you
There
know
is.
based, yeah, based on value, based on affordability. And that SB9, I'm really really sure it's going to kick us this year, for that, because like baby boomers like me, a lot of the baby boomers who own their property and have bigger lots would now want to do that.
Right.
And it's going to be bought by millennials, you know and those who have an enterprising idea, they would buy the house and then add units in the back, so that they can rent out additional units for income.
Right.
You know what I'm seeing too is a lot of blighted areas like Watts or Compton. They're they're flipping the homes and making
Yep.
them prettier
Hmm.
to attract the people that work in El Segundo and West LA,
Right.
and they're able to
Hmm.
sell it. So I'm
Yeah.
seeing that like there's a lot of older homes that need fixing up, and they're getting fixed up
Uh-huh.
It's like
Yeah.
to
gentrification.
yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean
I mean,
Yeah.
a
I've
lot
seen
of, yeah,
that
I
a
mean,
long
there's a
time
lot of
ago.
neighborhoods. Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot of neighborhoods undergoing that. Like I have investors that are flipping like in like South Central LA, right?
Mhm.
And neighborhoods that are typically run down, like I don't know,
Mhm.
50% of the street is all remodeled homes. So like now this neighborhood is up and coming and it's great,
Exactly.
like you have a lot of
Yeah.
people wanting to move there.
Hip.
So
It's hip
Yeah.
now.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them is gonna, yeah, because it's still practical to be closer to where your family or your sphere of influence is, right
Yeah.
around. And those rundown areas that are not that popular, like Reseda. I can't find a home in Reseda.
Rosita's at like 900,000 to a million now, which is
I
so
know,
crazy
I
because
can't
like,
believe it. I said,
yeah,
oh, yeah. So the areas before that were not so attractive. Now the prices are going up, and of course, what happens is that the neighborhood will change. You know.
yeah,
Are you looking for a
yeah.
home too, Jen? Aren't you home shopping too?
I am home shopping. I
Like
actually
passively or
Are you
I
moving
was
around?
it was passively actually all of last year. In the beginning of last year, I was like, we want a house, this and that. And I slowly just watched all the prices creep up, right? And I was
Uh-huh.
like, all
mm,
right. And it wasn't, I think October, November. Well, okay, so after the beginning of the year, and we didn't really find anything. That's why I bought an investment property out in the desert.
Mhm.
So
oh, your
that's been
Airbnb.
going well.
That's your
That's
Airbnb, right?
Yes, it's been Airbnb. Like we're actually booked all the way to May at this point.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's super exciting. But towards the end of the year, we're like, okay, well maybe we'll start looking for us again, like for our primary home. And there was one house I absolutely fell in love with. I don't think I've ever felt like this about a house. And I walked in,
Mhm.
fell in love with it. And I was that crazy buyer that submitted 120 grand above asking, and I still lost against a cash
Oh,
Oh
offer.
wow.
And
no.
I
Where are
was,
you
yeah,
looking? What
I was
area are you
heartbroken.
looking at?
It was in Lake Balboa. It was like
Uh-huh.
right on the cusp of Lake Balboa and Encino.
Oh, okay.
But I think because I found that house, it kind of scratched this itch. And so now I'm like actively looking, for something. But there is very much a shortage, especially here in the San Fernando Valley, and kind of LA County, of listings. Like I can't find any. I have buyers right now that are looking up to 2 mil, and we couldn't find anything. There was one we saw last week that they absolutely fell in love with, but nothing else like it. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
so I'm hoping with the new year, inventory does pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I think
Yeah.
some people are waiting until spring because I tell my sellers wait until spring, you'll get the most
Yeah,
buyers, and yeah, so some of them are waiting until that time, but the ones that
Mhm.
are selling right now, they really need to sell because they have a reason for selling, or there's
right.
some kind of reason pushing them uh,
Whether
to.
they're moving or their forbearance. Because
Yeah,
it's
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, luckily I haven't had clients that have had that, but I've been showing my buyers homes. I've tried to show my buyers homes, and most of them have tenants in them. So they'll say
Mm,
drive by only, submit prior to inspection, subject to inspection, and that's because a lot of the tenants are not paying, and now the sellers are trying to unload their homes.
yeah.
So I saw that mostly in San Diego, actually, sub
Yeah.
700 in San Diego, and then sub 500 or sub 600 like in around West Covina, Baldwin Park
mm,
area. But
Well,
oh,
I'm
okay.
seeing it here too, So for first-time home buyers that I'm showing properties in North Hollywood, Van Nuys,
Mhm.
um, the listings would say, okay, drive by or subject. You can do the inspection once the offer is accepted.
accepted. Yeah,
And there is some that are even saying that the tenant is going to stay there.
yeah.
You take
Property
care of
with
the tenant,
yeah.
in
So
other words.
So how do you ladies advise your clients in those situations?
I mean,
Well,
it
it's case to
depends,
case.
right? I've
Case to case.
I've had a client that was like, "That's fine. I'll take the tenant in place," especially if it's like way under market value,
Mm-hmm.
and and they're okay with having the tenants in place. But obviously, the
Mm-hmm.
ones who are looking for primary residence, I'm just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, they're
You're
gonna
gonna have a
sell it.
headache. If you're gonna
Yeah,
have a headache with the tenants now, you're gonna have a headache with the tenants later. Like that's like a huge red flag.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah,
I always advise them
yeah,
against it if it is their primary residence, because they'll be the ones in charge of evicting the tenants, and
yeah.
Yeah.
that's, yeah,
Mhm.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
Very
it's
able to.
only good.
long and
Usually, it's good
hefty.
for investors because they know how to deal with it.
Yeah, they know they have attorneys already on retainer to do the
Yeah.
eviction. So
Hmm.
yeah. So I wanted to discuss the loan limits. So what are the new loan limits in 2022?
I do know that the high balance ceiling, which I think only applies to certain counties. I only know this because I'm looking for myself, right? So in LA County,
Hmm.
the high balance ceiling it went up. I think, I forgot what it was before. I'm like 835 or almost 840. It is now at 970,000. So I guess to put in simple terms for our viewers, you can essentially buy $1 million house with very little down. $1 million
Yeah.
house with your loan amount up to 970,000. So
And so that used to
Well,
be the barrier for a lot of my clients. Like, oh, the conforming limit is 548, and then we can't find anything under 600. So
yeah,
mhm.
it's really tough. But in San Bernardino County, let me see if for FHA, oops, it went up to 562, 350, also for Riverside County. So before, FHA was
nice.
477. So that helps a lot of buyers that could, because some of my buyers, they could qualify for LA County, but when they would want to buy something in the Inland Empire, it's like they couldn't. Like,
Yeah,
we had to stick to below 500,000 just because the limits were so low. But
right.
Uh-huh.
I think it's going to increase demand in those areas, in the Inland Empire and Los Angeles even more with the low inventory. You're going to
Yep.
be
Yeah.
you're going to have more competition, Jen. So maybe you
It
can
is
find a
crazy.
client. whose house you can list and then just give it to you. Just let them sell it to you.
But yeah, I mean, like that's obviously still good news for anybody here watching. If you are considering selling your home,
Yeah,
it is still a seller's market. It's a great
it is a
time,
seller's
stuff like
market
that.
right now. Yeah.
But again, for the good news for buyers, it's, with these loan limits going up, like it's still a great time to buy. Yes, interest rates are creeping up, like Abby had just mentioned, but they're
Mhm.
still all-time lows, right? Like 3%, 3.5% is still not. I mean, when I first bought my condo, I was at 4.25, and
Oh,
so
Yeah.
that
that's
was
why, like,
low
there's still,
before too. That
and
was considered
exactly,
low.
that was low before,
Well, if
Yeah.
if we have this, what Abby was mentioning earlier, that the short term fix, yeah, that's something that we could do.
Oh yeah. So
Uh,
they
that's an
have different
alternative.
options, right? So I work with California Credit Union a lot for this is for highly qualified buyers. If you have over a
Mhm.
740, preferably over 780, and you have your down payment plus 6 months reserves in addition to your down payment, you can qualify for an adjustable rate mortgage. Now I know a lot of the baby boomers are like, oh, I don't want to get it that I don't want the balloon payment, but it's different. So it's fixed. There's more transparency. It's fixed for 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. I mean, a lot can happen in 10 years, and you can get all your closing costs paid. Plus, you get a lower rate, like 2.5% on a
Mhm.
7-1
that's pretty
arm.
good.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's really
The
good. Like,
most important thing is you get into one.
yeah,
Yeah.
If
getting
you
into
can get into one, you know, then stay there as long as you can. But statistically, that's the reason why they came up with that 5 year or 10 year fixed loan, or even 7 year. Before, the more popular ones are the 5 and 7.
I
You
Right.
like
know,
the 7. I like the seven
uh
year because you can always
give you more
refinance into a
security.
15 and
Hmm.
shorten the length of your mortgage. Because if you refinance into a 15-year, a lot of times it's like
Hmm.
2% because there's
Yeah,
less risk for the lender. So
Right.
I
yeah.
like those products. Like I like doing that
Well,
instead of
just
a
be
straight
careful
30
with
year.
those products, though, Abby, because like I used to sell real estate loans before, and when you say 5 year, 7 year, 10 year fix, there's a variety of them. There's different animals. It depends on the
Yeah.
index. It depends on where they're tied. That's the reason why we had that problem in 2008, because there were some that were fixed for 3 years and then zoom up. There
Oh
was the
yeah.
cap,
Yeah.
or the
That's how
cap
a
was
lot of
so
people
high.
got in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think nowadays it's different. It's a lot harder to qualify. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to kind of be like top tier. You really have to be top tier to qualify, and there's
Mm-hmm.
more transparency. Like you can see how much your payment will
Yeah, you have to
increase
watch
to.
out on the cap and what kind
Yeah,
of
there's a
index
cap.
they're using.
The cap is not like before, where it's like three
You
times
know.
the payment. Like let's say your payment is 1,800. The cap will be like 2,500 after
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, yeah.
after it adjusts. So I
Makes
don't know,
sense.
I like it. I always recommend it to my clients, but some of them are like, "What? It's not a 30-year fixed? Oh my gosh!" The
I mean,
parents.
I think that is actually a great topic we can probably talk about on our lending episode, because last year
Oh
we didn't,
yeah,
I don't think we talked about arms at
Mhm.
all. So I mean, like, that would be
no,
great
I use
Yeah,
them a
for,
lot. Yeah, my clients
yeah,
use
for some
them.
of our viewers, just to kind of, so people can get creative, right, with financing, and realize that there are other options. So
yeah.
Yeah, we can get more in depth
And
into
we
that.
should be more in depth also on that SB9. I'm talking for the baby
well,
boomers.
so that's, I mean, so there you go. We are, I mean, for all of you viewers, we are definitely excited. We have tons of things to talk to you about this season
Yeah.
or this year. We will definitely talk about loan options, getting more creative with financing, this SB9, other ways to get creative with creating real estate wealth, right? So, and of
Yeah.
course, we are going to give you your guides and your tips to buy and sell. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's, at least that's what I think
So,
we have in store. I don't know if you ladies want to add anything to that.
well,
Oh,
now that we start 2022, think about your plans, set up your plans, and act on it. So if you're planning on buying or selling, call us. We can
start
always give
planning.
you free
Yeah,
advice.
you can contact us and we can help you start planning. I have
Mhm.
some clients I'm talking to, they're not even ready for another 2 years, but I'm helping them plan, or some of them need help with credit repair. So that's
Mm.
why I pin our credit repair episode, because a lot of my clients, they have their credit is not good right now. Like it's like 500, but I'm
Yeah.
working with them to help them get their credit up and eventually purchase a home. So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want to make one little announcement. On Thursday, I am a part of Los Angeles Real Estate Investment Group, and I'm a sponsor there. I have a vendor sponsor table there. So if you are planning on investing, this is a kind of group that you want to go into. It's a free meeting. They have free meetings once a month. The second Thursday of the month. Actually, it's not this Thursday. It's not tomorrow. It's the next. It's next week on the 13th. So LAREIC, it's called, and yeah, it's
so
from
it's free for
6 o'clock.
anyone. It's
Huh?
open for
It's free
anyone
for
to
everyone.
attend.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's free
nice.
for
Nice.
everyone. Yeah, from 6 to 9, and it's gonna be in Culver City. Yeah.
Exciting.
So
So
fun.
I'll post that information in the Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I guess that basically wraps up our episode for today. We wanted to just get on here and say hello to everybody again. It has been too long. So we look forward to seeing you guys again in 2 weeks, and we're back on schedule every 2 weeks, Wednesdays at 5 o'clock.
All right. Thank
Other than
you.
that, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you then.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.